Hello everyone and welcome to a really exciting unboxing. I've got a huge box here and it's basically a dual 1.42 GHz PowerMac G4 MDD, obviously Firewire 800 model, and this is pretty sweet because I bet you guys weren't expecting me to get my PowerPC Mac quite this fast. Well, I wasn't expecting it either, but I might as well come out and say it right now. My eBay luck striked again and I managed to win this for £12.50, and I think I paid about £11 for delivery. Now the only thing is, hasn't got a working power supply as far as I know, so you know, that's not a problem. I had my last MDD didn't have a working power supply. I've got no problem in picking one of those up, but hey, I've got this MDD, it's absolutely fantastic and we're going to unbox it any minute now. I've got a few more notes I want to speak about my PowerPC Promise series of videos at the end of this video. I'll speak to you about that. But just before I unbox this, I'd like to say a huge thank you to a select few people that were extremely kind to me. Now, I had about 3 or 4 offers of people offering me their Macs to use for the experiment, their PowerPC Macs. They were like, you can borrow my G5, you can borrow my G4, you know, it's totally cool, use it for as long as you need it. And thank you so much, guys. The support is fantastic. And I was gonna possibly take up one of those offers or whatever, but I decided, even before I saw this deal, I decided, you know what, it's better for me to get my own machine, just because I'd feel so bad if I messed up someone else's Mac. And of course, I may have a little plan for this PowerPC machine after the experiment. So I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video, but let's rip into this box. It's going to be super exciting. Now, the first thing you may notice is this is actually an original PowerMac G4 box, which is amazing. It's in really good condition considering its age, and obviously it's got tape all over it, but I mean, the box condition itself is pretty damn good. So what we're gonna do is just rip into the top. We've got one side open. Let's flip her around. I'll get you a better camera angle in a minute, guys. And we have the other side open. So let me bring the camera up a little bit. So let's see what this presents us with. Okay, that's where the keyboard goes, that's where the mouse goes. Here's the power cable, that's where all the discs go. Original PowerMac G4 MDD power cable, which is pretty cool. I believe that's original anyway. Yeah, it's definitely original. You can see it's got the little Apple logo right there. Now, wouldn't it be weird if this Mac worked absolutely fine and it was just the fuse in that plug? By the way, guys, this originally, this part here would have had a cardboard piece with a little flap going down here that said PowerMac G4 probably, and a picture of the Mac on it, just like the packaging for my PowerBook, if you guys remember that. But anyway, let's take this out, and there she is! She's right there. Original polystyrene, really nice in the box. Absolutely wonderful. Let's see what kind of camera angle you guys are getting. Awesome. Ah, there it is. This side panel's looking in very good condition. Very, very good condition. Right, let's pull her out. Wow. I'd forgotten how dense these things felt. Obviously well packaged because it's Apple original packaging. Let's put this back and then we'll put the box to one side and I will grab the camera and we'll take a little look around. So, straight into the guts of the machine then. I'm very, very pleased with what I'm seeing. Here we have the Samsung power supply, which is apparently dead according to the description. And some pretty cool things in here. First off, here we have the copper heatsink for the dual 1.42 gigahertz CPU. Here we have 4 sticks of RAM, and I'm praying that they're 512 megs each. If not, it's not a problem. It didn't mention how much RAM was in the machine, but if it was 2 gigs, it would be the icing on the cake. Here we have the massive, and I mean really long, GeForce4 Titanium. This extra bit here was for stability when shipping the Mac, I assume. So that's the actual card. You can see quite a nice fan on that. That's a 128 megabyte video card. This will be brilliant to get me started. Much better than the 9000 Pros that I've had in my MDDs before. I believe this is one of the highest end graphics cards that Apple offered at the time. But of course, upgrading it these days to a 9800 or a G4 7800 GS or whatever would obviously be a lot better than this, but this is great to get me started. A really nice card, and of course high value on eBay for an original Mac version of those, so that's cool. Here we have a what looks to be an ATA host controller. So we got 2 IDE cables coming off here, going down to 2 IDE hard drives under the optical drive bay. Not sure what the purpose of installing this card would be, maybe possibly for some hardware RAID configuration, or of course the ATA port under there is actually slower than this one, I believe. So yeah, that's fairly interesting. One cool thing that I like, and this is going to sound stupid, but I've actually got this bit of metal here behind the CD drives. I've never had this little drive cover before. On my other MDDs it was taken out. One bummer about this Mac, but what can you expect for £12.50? When they took out their hard drive, because it said on the description that they'd removed the hard drive because it had their data on it, they took the bracket with it. They didn't put the bracket back in. But I mean, that's not a problem. I probably won't need it. I'll use the brackets under there, and if the worst comes to the worst, if I do need it, then I will buy another one. But anyway, guys, that's a look at the MDD. Of course, we have the ports at the back. We have, I believe, DVI and ADC. I can't actually see. 2 USB 1.1, 2 FireWire 400, FireWire 800, Ethernet 56K, microphone and speaker, and the Apple speaker jack. And then, of course, your power jack. And the Mac in general is looking wonderful. I really, really like the look of it. Just to finish off then, guys, a quick few notes about my PowerPC Promise series. Originally, I said 7 days, as you all know, but seeing as I'm planning on doing it in the summer holidays, I'm thinking of increasing it to 14 days, and I'll make one video every 2 days. I think that'll be less stressful. That'll give me 2 days to make a video, and it'll also make the challenge a little bit more exciting because it'll be 2 weeks overall. So that'll be exciting. I'll probably do 14 days. Another side note, I've got tons of plans for upgrades. Absolutely tons. So there's going to be a ton of videos between now and the summer holidays. A lot to do with this Mac. Loads to do with this Mac, of course, starting with probably a power supply replacement. And yeah, I'm just generally really, really looking forward to doing this, guys. Again, thank you to all those people that offered me their machines. I am so, so, so grateful. And a quick note about why I chose this Mac. Well, of course, you couldn't pass up the deal. And I wasn't initially thinking of getting a G5 anyway. I was considering maybe a dual 1.8 gigahertz G5. But I wanted a G4 because, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of G4s, and I haven't had one in a long time to tinker with properly. And the upgradability in these is really fun. Even if you can't get them quite as speedy as the G5s, it's just the fun factor. And of course, great value, lovely Mac, a bit of a smaller footprint as well. And yeah, people were saying get a G5 because of the case design, and I was like, well, I've already got the Mac Pro, so it's nice to have a bit of an MDD going on. And don't you worry, guys, it's not going to be an unfair test because I'm really going to pimp this thing out, and you'll be seeing that in the future upgrade videos. So thank you very much for watching my unboxing, and of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Guys, I know I said the video was over. Let me close my door. But I've got a bit of news. I've taken out the hard disks, and to my shock, they're both identical, as you can see by the ends. Okay, and I don't know if you'll be able to read this on camera, but they are 250 gigabytes apiece. 500 gigabytes. Do you know what? I'm beginning to think I've got a little bit of a deal, and I've got a really good feeling about this Mac. Last clip now, guys, I promise. But it's quite a cool clip. Don't really know what to say. I'm a little bit excited. I'll just show you one thing. No, I'll show you two things. The first thing, a power light. The second thing, a display. Looks like it wasn't a faulty PSU after all. This is gonna be awesome.